What's going on, guys? Welcome to a lesson on how you guys can confidently lead a virtuous relationship with a woman who respects you as your man. All right, so this is going to be very intuitive. So you guys sit back. It's going to be a pretty long lesson, but I want you guys to really get out a pen, some paper, and take some notes, or use your phone, whatever you got to do. Use some notes. Use your notes. Use your laptop. Something, man. Just use anything and lock in. All right, because I'm giving you guys the game right now. So, welcome to the guide on how to confidently lead a relationship with a woman who respects you as her man in 2024, man. Congratulations on taking action. All right, that's the first thing. Taking action and finding your way here. Some way, somehow you made it here. Congrats on making it here, brother. All right. Most people discover me in this document through social media platforms. This is probably where you are right now, currently. So, congrats on taking the time out to be here with me. So, again, fellas, I need y'all to kind of just take the time to really listen, to take your notes, get in a quiet place because we're going through this one by one. All right. So here's what we'll be covering today in the guide. All right. First of all, my backstory and the reason why I coach men in the first place. All right. Why do I even do this in the first place? I want you guys to really know in detail my story so it can kind of give you a background of why am I so passionate about helping you fellas. All right. How I learned, what I will be showing you all right now, the appropriate steps to take this and achieve this, just the same way that I have as well. And lastly, your next steps to achieve even more success when it comes to becoming a man who's a leader of his relationship. All right, fellas, let's go. So, as many of you guys may not know, as I've been I'm writing this actually on my desk, right? Wearing my slippers, kind of like I'm doing right now currently, and listening to a song that I created with a client and a friend of mine. And the goal here, guys, I want you guys to really understand that this won't be no chat GBT kind of prompt where I'm putting from some things. And this is me sitting down and taking my time and writing this down for you guys. All right. So instead of me, talking about some stuff that doesn't really know how to talk about stuff that really won't help you, it's actually going to be stuff that is personal to me and myself and how it will help you become a better man. All right. And of course, the main goal here, guys, is to give you the respect that you deserve as a man. So, here's somewhat of my proof of me being at my desk right now, currently, guys. Kind of like where I am now, right? So before I share you the steps of getting you there, right, I want you guys to really get to know me as your coach, Coach Raf. I believe it will help you better understand why I do what I do and why this is not just some kind of quick money grab for you, but a purpose, a passion, and a mission of mine. All right. But if for some reason you guys want to skip right to the steps, go right ahead. I'll have the link for you guys to skip right through and go right to the steps right away. That's down here somewhere for you guys there. But I really recommend you guys sit down and listen to this part so you can get a real understanding of why I coach and why I have so much passion to help you guys get the results you're looking for. All right. So again, guys, I am Coach Raf, also known as Coach Com. And to fully understand why we're coaching and build this around the word calm, I want you guys to first know my story. So one, I grew up in a solid two-parent household, right? As a typical nice guy. My parents both migrated from South America to America itself here at a young age, and they had me here as a baby. So they came to America with only $10 to their name and worked their way up the ladder to achieve what's called the American dream, right? So I was brought everywhere as a child, and I watched my parents struggle to make ends meet. My mother was the go-getter who knew how to work hard to get what she deserves. My father was more, he was the reverend, right? He was the pastor, and he served the Lord fervently and makes God his forefront of his life. So, although from the outside I was blessed and had the perfect life, I always felt that something was missing, right? So some of you may have caught on to this and you may have realized what is missing. Well, the main thing here is that, guys, is that I lacked a strong masculine presence. My mother was the go-getter and the one to push me to be my best. But if you truly know a thing or two about masculine frame, only a man who is strong in his masculine presence can bring you that joy or bring the boy into his manhood, correct? So a lot of us men have lacked a strong male figure, right, in our lives, whether that's our fathers who are absent or passive or even deceased. We lacked some strong male role model in our lives. And this by itself, combined with the feminist movements, is what triggered weaker men and stronger women. So, returning to my story, I grew up in an environment where being nice to everyone and pleasing others was highly valued, right? My mother was the kind hearted person who would readily give away her clothes to anybody or anyone in need. And while I admired her generosity, I also saw how it left her exhausted and unwell and with little energy left to take care of her own needs or even those of her own family. So, despite this, I unconsciously adopted her behavior, always giving people the benefit of the doubt and repeatedly forgiving their mistakes, even when it hurt me in the long run. So enter now the woman that was in my life previously, right? So I met a young lady and immediately felt the urge to save her. How many of y'all know about that? How many of y'all have been there before, right? So I immediately had the urge to save her, and her flaws and her problems really started to take in my brain. I can help her, right? I can save her. So although she seemed nice on the surface, I felt that she needed fixing, and I was the person to do this, right? It was my God given duty. And as time passed, however, the signs of trouble began to emerge, and she showed increasing disrespect for me and our relationship. And my efforts to be nice and make things better only seemed to make things worse, right? So I brought her the flowers, right? I bought her flowers, and when she did wrong, right? I apologized when she disrespected me, right? I did everything I could do, right, to make her happy, but it only left me hurt and frustrated as a man. How many of y'all understand that or have been through that before? Raise your hands, all right? So, despite all this, right, I decided to marry her regardless, thinking that marriage somehow would solve our problems and she would begin to follow my lead as a man. So, if any of you are married right now, you guys understand this. I'm pretty sure you understand that it does not get any better after marriage, right? It gets 10 times worse. It gets extremely worse. So, marriage magnifies whatever you did or you did not do during or before time or not, right? So, marriage felt like hell, right? Like hell after a short-lived honeymoon phase. So I suffered very quietly, guys. I suffered quietly. I prayed, that something would somehow change. And God, anything can make it better. Please let me know. I will do whatever it takes. And that's probably why some of you guys are even here right now, right? You're trying to figure out how can I get this to just change. I know I'm a man and I know I should lead, but I am frustrated, right? The pain is just so much. The struggle is so much. You're frustrated. You're getting no respect, right? I was there, right? And it had gotten so bad that the morals and values that I had for myself, that I instilled in my own life, for years, I began to lose those values, right? It had no meaning for me at that point because I was so caught up in trying to please and get this relationship to work, right? So I lost my entire self. So I felt at some point I would do anything to keep the relationship going. I allow disrespect, right? How many y'all are here right now? Allow disrespect going back on my values, and I'm trying to find a way to show my love for the relationship. I lost myself completely, right? I failed myself as a leader, and because of this, because I failed myself, right? My relationship went right down with it. Okay, it went straight down with my failed leadership. Okay, so my marriage ended with fireworks, right? It was a movie pushing me into what I felt like the closest depression I've ever had, close to depression I ever had in my entire life, right? It was not fun at all, right? My ex-wife, she destroyed my entire name across social media, right? Falsely accusing me of things that I would never do. And the pain, the amount of pain that it had, I don't wish it on my worst enemy because I chose to stay quiet, right? But that did not matter. I took my punishment quietly and prayed as the days grew darker and darker and the light seemed so far away, right? I lost my friends, family, and those that I thought were on my side, the nice guy side, right? So, man, it took me about 6 months, fellas. It took me about 6 months. Some of you guys might take you guys a year, and some of you guys have been here for a long time, right? I don't know how long you have been going through your story, right? But it took me 6 months. What helped me is it was a coworker of mine at the time, and he told me this. He said, "How come you've been? How have you been in this company, right, for this long, and you haven't even reached the topics yet? You aren't even the bestest yet." And this statement alone really shook me up. It woke me up and it made me realize changes I needed to actually make in myself to start to succeed in my life, right? And how many of y'all can agree that sometimes all it takes is that one point in your life, right? For somebody to just kind of point out the obvious and say, listen, it's time for you to move forward, man, because what's going on with you, brother? So I began to get to work, to some serious work, right? I realized that a lot of my problems in my previous relationships may not have been my fault, but the problem was still my problem to solve. So I took note of every last piece of disrespect that I have encountered in that relationship and that I have received, and I wrote it all down, right? I went through all the pain. And then I began to search for the answers to why this happened and how I can prevent it from happening ever again. I got to work, all right? Every single day, right? I was growing by 1% every single day. So you guys can see here just some of my first post that I posted. Right, it's very simple things here that I was just kind of dumping out information, trying to get my ideas out to everybody here. It's pretty cool seeing looking back at this, and I learned that when I went out and applied, I took action and messed up. I went back to the drawing board. Right, it was a repetitive cycle for me. I began to clean up my act, right? And make sure that I get myself into a place where I stopped with the whole self pity thing and the woe me and look into now self respect. How can I start giving myself respect to get it in return? Right? So this alone started to compound day after day after day after day, right? And what happened is that I realized that I'd had devoted a lot of time, right, into my personal and professional development. I have read numerous books, watched countless hours of videos, podcasts, and shows, and I attended seminars and to document all of my progress. Right, as a man, I even certified myself as a life coach. Initially, what I did is I started to actually share my knowledge with one person, right? So one person, whatever I learned, I shared it with one. Then I shared it with two, right? Then five, and then 10, and so on and so forth. And I started to actually, see my insights of share my insights with anybody who actually will listen to me, right? Which led me to create a new social media platform for myself and make a new account and start to post every single day, right? And I continued learning. That was the goal. I continued learning and applying and transforming my pain into passion, right? And into a purpose, reaching hundreds and then thousands of men across platforms just like you, right? So I devoted a significant amount of time into my personal and professional development, right? And so I devoted a significant amount of time into my personal and professional development as a man, right? And I have read numerous books, watched countless hours of videos, podcasts, and shows, and attended seminars to document my progress. I then certified myself as a life coach to really understand how I can take what I learned and help other people become good at it too as well and teach them properly, right? And initially, I shared my knowledge with one person. I then gradually went to more people, including two people, three people, four, five, 10, so on and so forth, right? My goal was that I had to start sharing my insights with anybody who would listen, and which led me to create a new social media platform account and post every single day, right? And that was how I continued. That's how I actually showed my learning progression. That's how I kind of gathered and got myself better, right? By applying and transforming my pain into passion and purpose, reaching hundreds and even thousands of men just like yourself right now via social media platforms. As you can see here, this is my Instagram account. This is probably like maybe a year and a half ago or so. It was like a thousand followers there, as you can see, and then this is where we are now. And you can see the progression just in the bio and in the post alone, right? I started out with about 60 followers, right? And then this is where we are now. So we've been pushing and progressing and getting this message across to more men, right? Here's some of the feedback you guys will be able to see too as well from some of the guys that I've been coaching as well for a while too as well. From the feedback from these guys, uh, these things here, these testimonials is what keeps me going, right? It's what helps me to keep on impacting men like you guys right now currently and giving you guys the game to get you guys the skills you need to lead better relationships with women, right? It's important. right? So the goal here, guys, I want you guys to see that I slowly began to learn how, right, how to become a calm leader, a leader to which women wanted to willingly submit to me, right? A leader in which women respected, a leader in which women are listening to, and they valued my what I was saying, right? A leader in which women wanted to be around. I began to attract women without having to seek out women, right? I didn't need to apply any game or pick up art, right? I was just radiating something different, right? And what was that? Well, my character didn't have to change, which was amazing, right? My character didn't change at all. I didn't have to change who I was as a person, but I quickly learned that all I had to do was do just one thing, one simple thing, and that was self-respect, right? That was the most important thing I learned is self-respect. The way I treated myself physically, mentally, socially, sexually, financially, spiritually, emotionally, it ultimately determined the level of respect I will receive back from a woman. Right now, this became ever more true when I personally got the woman that I was looking for. Right, or I'm not saying I was looking for a woman at all. I was doing my own thing. Right, and she saw this in me and made sure it was very clear with her actions that she wanted to be with me, right? She gave me the respect to lead our relationship that we have right now, solely based on the way I led myself and what I did for my own self, right? She trusted me to lead her life because she saw the way that I led mine. She loved me genuinely because I loved myself. The key to my success was right in front of me the whole entire time, right in front of me the whole time, right? By asking the right questions, I found the answer, and I needed to lead a relationship with respect from a virtuous woman. So now you can too, brother. Now you can too. And thanks for listening and taking the time to listen to my story. But now I will show you the simple steps that I used to become a calm leader in my relationship. All right. So keep reading, brothers. Keep reading. So, steps to confidently leading a relationship with a woman. Are y'all writing this down? Take your notes down. This is important too, guys. So, you want to be a calm leader who is respected in a relationship with a woman, right? That's your goal. Well, brother, you have come to the right place. Again, congrats on taking the first step into solving those frustrating problems that you may be having or feeling right now when it comes to leading a relationship with a woman. So some of you may be good men. I agree. I know I was a good man. I am a good man, right? Some of you may be good men. Some of you may have failed at relationships and are frustrated with the results, right? Some of you may just want to add more tools to your toolbox to improve. Or maybe some of you guys may think or may be on the brink of separation and want to just have one more option before you throw in that towel, right? Whatever reason brought you here, whatever reason you're here, thank you for taking the time to trust me with doing my best to get you the solutions that you were looking for. So before I show you the steps, I am still using, and I'm still using everything I'm showing you guys now. I'm still using it right now, guys. All right, it's important for you all to understand that I don't just show you guys things because it's cool. I'm showing you the true definition of what I do and what's giving me success, right? So before I give you that, I need you guys to answer these questions for me. Okay, so ask yourself, why do you believe you are not respected in a relationship? Think about that. What areas do you believe you need to improve in to receive the honor of leading a relationship properly? How much pride do you have when it comes to truly seeking improvement in this area? Is your ego going to get in the way of your progress? Do you still blame her? Do you still blame your past? Do you still blame society? I want you to take a mental note of all the answers you have had to these questions, right? Lock in on them. Now I need you to toss it out the bin, throw it away, right? Throw it out your mind and listen to what I have to tell you guys right now. Okay. You made it here and again, as me here as your coach, it's time to build on a fresh slate. You have to throw away those old thoughts, those old mindsets, throw it all away. It's time for us to build and lock in. So whatever you have been doing has not been working. Okay. So throw that all away. That is why most of you are here. So rip off the band aid and let's get to work. Step number one, fellas, is going to be calm. Write this down, calm. Brother, this is crucial. All right, this is crucial. Step number one is calm. You are not going to go anywhere without this first step. You need to learn how to calm yourself down. When you do not have control over yourself, you are reactive and you lose the battle before it even starts. Okay, so you need to learn how to calm yourself down first. Take this seriously. Learn to calm yourself down before you move on to step number two. Controlling that beast inside of you is important. This does not mean suppress him, but to learn how to control yourself and have control over him. Okay? Got it. So here's my strategy, guys. Learn things of mastering how to control that beast inside of you. Number one, you have to understand the power of emotional regulation. Learn how to regulate your emotions properly. All right. Number two, learning how to recognize your triggers and your stressors. Number three, exploring then your breathing techniques. Number four, learning a technique called touch point techniques. Okay. And number five will be then an importance of space, learning how to use space to your advantage to keep yourself calm. All right, these things are all going to be here in the doc for you. So if I'm going by too fast, guys, go to the doc below, press the doc below, and you guys will have access to that for free as well. Okay. Number two, awareness. Awareness. So after you're calm, awareness, guys. Y'all getting this now? This is now where the skills come in. You need to be aware of three things: aware of yourself, aware of her, and aware of what's happening around the both of you. Okay? This is called intrapersonal, interpersonal, and then situational awareness. The key component here is emotional intelligence. Take note of this because this is important. Learn about yourself and what makes you tick. What drives your emotions? What thoughts come to your mind before you respond? Then you need to figure out her emotions and how to handle her emotions. How do you react, right? How to not react, but to respond with your emotions in check. Okay? Then you need to actually be aware of what's happening around you. Where are you right now? Where is she right now? What has happened over the last few hours, days, weeks, months? All right. Get this all down pat and make sure you're writing this down, guys. This is important because you guys have to know about awareness before you go to the next step. All right. Now, I'm not saying, guys, if you guys are here right now, like, man, this is a lot. All right. This is not supposed to be easy, but it's simple. Okay. You came to me, you came here, you're on this page right now, you're looking at this video right now because you wanted to lead a relationship with a woman properly and confidently, right? So don't start complaining now about, oh, this is hard. This. Guys, lock in with me. Being a leader is amazing, right? It's one of the best things God has given you as a man to lead, but it comes with a huge responsibility. Take it seriously. Yes, you may be the one to make the final decision, but at the same time, you have a huge responsibility to carry out. So here are my strategies for awareness, guys. Mastering the art of emotional intelligence. This is the whole entire thing. All right. So self-awareness. Again, like I said, guys, this will be your intrapersonal about you and in yourself. Then number two would be your emotional sympathy. All right. What are you doing to provide sympathy for this situation, right? What are you doing with that? Number three will be understanding a woman's emotions. All right. That'll be interpersonal. Number four will be situational awareness. And then the five, y'all may know about this one, but it's called shit test. All right. Next up, guys, we have is going to be step number three, which is going to be leading. Leading. So after you're calm, after you are aware, and you have those two down packed, now it's time to lead. All right. You need to execute your decisions. Make a decision. Move forward. After you have steps number one and two down under control, then you can move on to here. All right. Leading is an art and it's a privilege, and I need you to treat it as such. Make your decision and own your consequences. If you desire a woman to respect you, the best thing you can do is start to lead yourself. What do you do that signals to her that she can trust you as the leader? Can you even trust yourself as the leader? Let's be real, right? Be honest. Ask yourself the question: can you even trust yourself as the leader? Or are you just winging it, hoping that she notices, hoping that she doesn't notice that you're not really sure about what's happening, and there's holes in your armor, and you're uncertain, and you're Do you know what's going on? So why should she trust you to be a leader? The best way to lead yourself is to start small and remain consistent. Here's my strategies for that, guys. And the first thing, guys, off the bat, you guys can hear this a lot from me as your coach, is vision and mission. Make sure you have these two down packed. If you don't have it down packed, you ain't going nowhere. Have a vision and a mission for your life, and then you want to figure out how does she fit into that vision for your life. Okay. Then you want to have number two, decision making and confidence. Make sure you are making a decision confidently. All right. Then you want to also initiate growth and development. You're leading forward, right? Leading the growth forward. Again, like I said too as well, guys. Number four, lead yourself. Focus on being the best leader you can be for yourself. What do you do every single day that was going to show her that she can trust you to lead her life? Okay. And then number five, being slow to speak. Listen twice. God gave you two ears for a reason and one mouth. Listen twice, speak once. Master the power of silence in a relationship. Learn to listen. All right, guys. So now, if you have mastered the three steps so far, your last one's gonna be, you know what it is? The masculine frame. All right. So this is your final step, brother, and arguably your most important step. Without this step, you can't do anything that I told you, right? You can't go anywhere. You have to have this down packed because everything that I told you in the first three steps is cool, but you have to know how to do it, right? It's not about what you say, but more about how you say it. It's not about what you do, right? It's more about how you do it. So I want you to truly grasp this point. The main reason your woman does not respect your leadership has to tie into your masculine frame. Okay. The best leaders miss this point when it comes to a relationship. They miss this when they go right over the edge with this one. They have to calm down. They have to awareness down. They can lead properly, but you missed this last point, right? Your frame is what makes her feel seen, makes her feel safe, makes her feel understood, right? She feels seen, she feels safe, she feels understood, right? Enough to put her at ease and get back into her feminine so that you can lead with confidence, right? And earn the right to her respect that you deserve. So the strategy, guys, for this is simple, right? First, you have to understand the presence of being a masculine man, right? Understand that role. Then you want to learn the art of stoicism and decision making, right? Learning how to be a stoic. Then you want to maintain the masculine frame. A lot of you guys can be masculine now until it's time for you to actually get in a relationship and she's wearing you down, right? How do you maintain that masculine frame? Okay. Then how do you encourage her feminine, right? How do you encourage her to be feminine so that you don't have to battle back and forth with her? Okay. And then learning to say no. Learning to say no, your boundaries, right? How to do it properly. Okay. So, fellas, I hope this was helpful for you as it was for me. All right. And I'm not sure if you guys realize this, but did you notice the first letter of each step and what it was? It should have spelled for you guys calm, right? Calm, awareness, lead, masculine friend. This is why it's called becoming a calm leader, right? The calm man. So I call this, like I said, the calm leader. So wait, before you depart, guys, I do have some more stuff for you. Like I was telling you guys before, I do have a free community and it's called the Calm Lions Path. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys all in there. And that community itself, it's full of men who are similar to where you are right now. And they're going through similar situations where you are going through it yourself, right? And the goal here for everybody is that everybody wants to lead better relationships with women. Okay. So listen, as your coach, I'll do my job to build trust with you and do whatever I have to do on my end to show you that, we can actually tackle these problems and help you get to where you got to go. But a coach is only praised with a solid team behind them. And that team is the Calm Lions. All right. So what I need for you guys to do right now is to go click the link below. All right. And I want you guys to actually tune in and join the Calm Lions. And it's free, guys. It's a free tool that I have given to you guys because I'm giving back to what I wanted for myself. A community of men who can help me get out of my rut and help me to get some kind of answers, right? So join the community, click the link below. It's free. Tap in, and I promise you guys will be satisfied with all the content going on inside of there. You guys will receive some of the best feedback you guys will ever have so far in any kind of community, right? This will be beautiful for you guys. So these guys are all sharing their stories, right? They're sharing their stories, situations, and how they are working to become better men just like you. You can share your story too as well, right? And begin getting support. You need to evolve and grow as a man who can confidently lead his relationship. So as your coach, I just gave you got the play. The play has been drawn up. The play has been, it's ready to go. But as you guys are now my star players, my potential star players, I need you to go out and execute. So your action step now to do next is to go press that link down below and get yourself into that free group so you guys are able to actually get the help you need. Get around men who are looking to accomplish the same goals you're looking to accomplish, and that is how you get stronger. All right. You have me as your coach, you have the men around you. That's exactly what you need right now. It's completely free. And I'll see you guys on the other side.